They told you that if you keep your head down, stay loyal, and work hard, your job will always be safe. Well, you've been lied to. The truth is, job security is just an illusion. And unless you take control over your own future, you're at risk of losing it all. Today, I want to pull back the curtain on the biggest career lie you've ever been told and show you the real path to security. And here's a spoiler alert. It doesn't come from climbing the corporate ladder. It comes from building your own ladder. Welcome to the channel. And if you're new here, I'm Thomas Schmidt, a former senior technology executive, ex-COO, ex-CMO, now consultant. And today I work with organizations to optimize how they manage technology, streamline operations, and sharpen both their marketing and product strategies. But I also help mid-career professionals reinvent their careers for what's next. And I've been where you are, navigating career crossroads, dealing with uncertainty, and learning how to pivot in fast-changing industries. And that's why I make these videos, to give you practical insights that help you stay relevant, competitive, and excited about your future. So if you want to keep growing, keep learning, and stay ahead of the curve, please hit that subscribe button. It's hugely appreciated. Okay, let's dive in. Number one, the big lie. Let's start with a story we're all told. Growing up, we heard some version of go to school, get good grades, land a steady job, stay there for decades, work hard, be loyal, and the company will reward you with promotions, raises, and eventually a comfortable retirement. Sound familiar? Well, that was the deal our parents and grandparents bought into. It's why they stayed at one company for 20, 30, sometimes even 40 years. It felt safe, predictable. But here's the problem. That world doesn't exist anymore. Today, companies restructure without warning. Entire departments are automated. Outsourcing happens overnight. AI is coming. And loyalty? Well, let's be honest. That's a one-way street. You might be loyal to your employer, but your employer isn't loyal to you. We've all seen it. People who gave their best years to a company only to get walked out with a cardboard box when headcount reductions came from above. That's not job security. That's job dependency. And it's a dangerous place to be. 2. Why the old system broke. So why did the system collapse? Well, there's 3 big forces that changed everything. First, globalization. Jobs that used to stay local moved offshore. Companies realized they could cut costs by outsourcing work to other countries, and overnight, thousands of stable jobs disappeared. Second, technology. Automation and AI are reshaping industries at lightning speed. It's not just factory workers, software engineers, accountants, even lawyers are feeling the pressure. If a process can be automated or digitized, it can be replaced. Third, shareholder culture. Let's be real. Most big corporations aren't making decisions based on loyalty to employees. They're making decisions based on stock price, quarterly earnings, and shareholder returns. So if cutting jobs boosts the bottom line, well, that's what happens. The result? Well, the so-called corporate ladder we were all told to climb is broken. And in fact, for most people, it doesn't even exist anymore. Think about it. Have you ever been told, just keep working hard, your time will come? Only to realize years later, well, there's no rung waiting for you. Promotions are scarce, raises are capped, and in the meanwhile, the company is asking you to do more with less. And that's not a ladder, it's a hamster wheel. 3, the new definition of security. So if the old idea of security is gone, what replaces it? Well, here's the mindset shift. Job security today doesn't come from your employer. It comes from you. Security comes from being in demand. It comes from having skills, experience, and visibility that make you valuable across multiple opportunities, not just the one inside the company. Let me put it another way. In the past, your safety came from loyalty. Today, your safety comes from adaptability. And that means building transferable skills that apply across industries. It means building a personal brand so opportunities come to you. And it means constantly learning so you stay ahead of change. Think of yourself as the CEO of You Inc. Your job is to make sure your skills and reputation are assets that the market values, because that's what creates real security. 4, breaking the corporate handcuffs. Now, let's take this a step further. Even if you build great skills, even if you become known in your industry, there's still a fundamental risk when all of your income comes from one employer. Because at the end of the day, if your company decides to restructure, outsource, or downsize, well, you're going to be out of luck. That's why I call traditional employment corporate handcuffs. They look shiny, they'll feel safe, but they're still handcuffs. You're limited in how much you can earn, how much freedom you have, and how much control you truly hold over your career. So, what's the alternative? It's stepping into entrepreneurship, or at least self-employment as a way to take charge of your own destiny. Now, before you roll your eyes and say, well, I'm not cut out to run a business, let me clarify. I'm not talking about launching the next Google or building a massive startup. I'm talking about starting small, consulting, freelancing, coaching, building a side hustle that leverages the very skills you already have. And when you create something of your own, you move from being dependent on one paycheck to having multiple streams of income. And that's real security. Because here's the secret. Self-employment isn't actually riskier than corporate life. And in many ways, it's less risky. Think about it. Would you rather depend on one company for 100% of your income or have 5, 10, 20 different clients where losing one doesn't sink you? Well, that's the power of breaking those corporate handcuffs. 5, real-world examples. Okay, let me give you a couple of real stories. I know a project manager who was laid off after 18 years at the same company. She was devastated at first, obviously, but instead of rushing to find another job, she took her project management skills and started freelancing. And within a year, she had 3 steady clients, was making more than ever before, and loved the fact that no single client controlled her future. Here's another example. A finance director I worked with. He'd always wanted to teach, but never thought he could make it work. And after being let go, he started an online course teaching financial literacy to small business owners. At first, it was a side hustle, but today it's his main business, and he's happier than he ever was in the corporate world. These people didn't start giant companies. They didn't need venture capital. They simply took what they already knew and found a new way to deliver value directly to the market. And here's the kicker. They'll never be blindsided by a layoff again. 6, action plan. So how do you get started? Well, here's a simple roadmap. Step 1, audit your skills. Ask yourself, what do people already come to me for? What problems do I know how to solve? These are the clues to the value you can bring outside of your job description. Step 2, build your visibility. Start sharing your insights. Post on LinkedIn, write articles, record short videos. The more you're seen, the more opportunities will come your way. Step 3, test the waters. Pick one skill and offer it as a service on the side. Maybe you do a freelance project. Maybe you start consulting a few hours a week. Don't overcomplicate it, but just start. Step 4, build a buffer. Set aside some savings so you're not trapped. Even a small financial cushion gives you the freedom to take calculated risks. Step 5, keep learning. Stay ahead of trends and upskill. The market is always changing, and adaptability is your insurance policy. So here's the bottom line. The lie of job security has kept too many people stuck, working harder for companies that see them as numbers on a spreadsheet. But the truth, well, you're safer when you take control of yourself by building transferable skills, by raising your visibility, and yes, by exploring self-employment. You can create a kind of security no employer can take away. So don't wait for the rug to be pulled from under you. Take control of your career. Until next time, keep growing, keep learning, and keep showing the world that your best work is still ahead of you. And if this episode helped you, please hit that like button and share it with a friend. And of course, subscribe for more weekly insights on how to grow, evolve, and show up as your best self. Until next time, take care, be kind to yourself, and keep leaning into what makes you strong. And I'll see you in the next one.